everybody, what is up? And happy Sunday. We are live again. Woo! With James Spitzer, Cash Out. Hey, Big Puppy, Gamma B, Slots and Mo, and Keno Kid. Keno Kid, I'm wishing you a very safe home drive from Vegas.
Yeah.
And while we wait for people to come on in, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. My wife's out of town right now. She just had another surgery, but she's out of town for the weekend. And I sat back and I watched basketball, and I had the Slots Fiesta on the TV the whole weekend. I actually snuck Keno Kid a snapshot of him. I was stalking him from my living room with a big screen TV, so it was kind of fun. Those guys had a blast.
Definitely was, and Slot Fiesta was an absolute blast to watch. I watched all the channels while I cleaned my room.
Yeah. And then there was the lineup was amazing. There were so many great people there.
I wish I could have made it.
Yeah, me too. Well, we got our big event coming up in 3 weeks, and Ellen had some health issues, and so life gets in the way sometimes.
It does, and also I realized that you have a big Keno Nation in the background. Can you tell me a little bit more about your poster?
Yeah, so these are the original 5, and Quick Honey Slots, myself, Big Daddy Keno, Wayno and JoJo, and Keno couple Rob and Brenda. We met at Keno Nation 1, not knowing who we were, and at the first one, there was 15 of us, and 9 of them were just us channels and our wives. So there was like 6 people who showed up, Keno Rich and a guy from Texas, and some other people that happened to walk up. And then it got bigger and bigger. Now we have 100 people coming in.
Wow.
to meet you and meet us, and because everybody knows Simon's going to be at Keno Nation 5. It's going to be so cool. Yeah. So it started about 2 years ago. And then in one of the chats, Brian just said the word Keno Nation in one of his live streams. And, I go, Brian, that's a great name for our group. And it's now stuck. So I made this was the poster we had hanging on the check-in desk last year at the Palms. And it's going to be, so people will be able to find us. Just look for this banner next to Mabel's Barbecue, and that's where you check in. So it'll be fun.
I will definitely be looking for that poster, and I'm curious, who makes your poster?
So Ellen, my wife's very creative. So she found a website, and I'm getting real close for you guys to see it even better. Let's see it this way. She took some still shots and everybody's logos of the 5, and she made it. So everybody gets top billing in our group. So we're not competing against each other. We're just friends, and never would have met them without this social media thing on YouTube. And oh my God, they're checking in. There's Michelle from Quick Honey Slots. There's Keno Life. What's up, Dean? Slot Gypsy Jackie. Oh my God, they're all coming in.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, but never would have met these folks without YouTube. And how it started was I was about 200 subscribers, and a lot of our Keno folks know this story. I was about 200 subscribers, and Brian and Michelle with Quick Honey Slots, they were about 400 subscribers, somewhere in there. And I sent Brian an email out of the blue. I said, hey, I found this channel. He had a couple things, and I emailed him. And I said, hey, I saw you doing some Keno videos at the Win. My wife and I played the Win too. Would you like to do a collab together? We're going to be here this week. And he goes, oh, we're going to be there too. And nervously, and I don't know if I want to do anything. That this is new to me. And I was, I'm a big goofball. And we mentioned it. Hey, I'm going to meet Brian, and I think it was June 2021. And then Big Daddy Keno says, well, I think we're going to be there too. Do you mind if I tag along? Man, come on, tag along. And then Keno couple, Rob and Brenda, they were going to be in town and said, you know what? I think we're going to be there too. Do you mind if we join us? Sure, come on. And then Wayno and JoJo, fun couple. If you haven't seen their channel, they're so fun. Don't let your kids watch this. Hey, I love you guys. Do you mind if we drive down from mid California? Join us. So we said, sure, come on. So he had bought a couple of my shirts. He wore my shirt to the thing, gave a big old hug. And nervously, that first Keno Nation meeting was nervous for about 5 minutes. And then we've been as close as brothers and sisters. All 5 of us guys, we're on a chat and a text every day. We were texting last night because I went to the casino last night because I was sitting home after and enjoying some basketball. And I'm kind of inspired. I took $200, walked home with 2,000, and it's kind of fun playing Keno. But I text Brian, Wayno, Rob, and John every day because of it's about the friendships for us. We're not trying to compete against each other. We're trying to push each other and do good things. So That's fun.
That is so awesome. And do you think I could get in on the group chat?
Oh yeah, we'll put it out. Yeah, after the show, we'll get you involved.
That'd be so great. And also, like, Big Poppy says, ready, 18 days, wake up to KENO Nation 5.
Now, I've been told, is it Pappy or Poppy? I think it's Big Pappy, so I think I was corrected recently, but we got Teresa O'Brien in the house, Keno Couples in the house, Mr. James in the house, what's up, Natty? Keno Lady Slots is in the house. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. The Keno community is out watching your show this morning.
That is so cool. Hey, Keno
Denise is in the house. Oh my gosh.
And also, like, good morning, Anise.
Anise. Don't forget, big game Aztecs playing for the Final Four today. Don't forget that. Got our logos out. Big game today. Biggest game in basketball history for the school.
I'm going to be cheering for the Aztecs.
Yes, 11:30, about an hour and a half after we get done.
Wow. It's crazy how quickly time flies. And you know what's funny is whenever you're excited for something, you know, it takes forever to get there.
We planned this Keno Nation event 6 months ago, and now we're 3 weeks away. Wow, so there's a lot of stuff going on. John and Brian and I and Wayne Jr. and Rob have put a lot into this. Give a lot of credit for Big Daddy Keno. He's the one tabulating all the emails are going to him and the list to get together. Because on Friday night it's the guest list only, and it's a who's who. And I've been saying in some lives recently that I have a special announcement to make about the party on Friday night. There's some special guests that reached out to me last weekend, and I can't wait to announce it on your show today. So at some point today, I'll talk about special guests. It's going to be really cool to know that these guys are coming, because they called me last weekend. I can't wait to tell you, because it's going to be the blockbuster announcement on your show today. So.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting!
Yeah. Can I say something real quick? I want to make sure we reach out to Straight Up Slots. James Kaiser lost his life last week for cancer, and we want to make sure we reach out to Sonia Kaiser. She's going through some tough times right now, but we all miss your brother. I had never met him in person, but we've talked a lot of times on the phone and chatting. And keep your head up, Sonia. We all thinking about you.
We are, and I will be doing a tribute stream for Sonia.
Yeah, there's a link out there. There's a link out there for a GoFundMe for Sonia, because she needs a lot of medical bills paid and some support for her. For her. So.
She does, and the whole thing is just beyond sad, and it was so sudden.
It was very sudden. He found out, and then it didn't last. And I don't want to make this a sad interview, but he got the news, and it didn't take long, and it took his life. So
yeah, it was like so. He was there one moment, then he passed away, and then he crossed the Rainbow Bridge the next. It really took me by surprise.
Yeah. All right. What are we talking about, Simon?
All right. So I'm curious, what is for those who are just coming in and who are new to Keno Nation? I'm curious, what's like the layout of the event? Like, what's like events are going on for those who are just curious?
Okay, great question. So we put out Brian created a link with our snapshot of the event. So Friday night, it's a meet and greet with all of the channels, and there's only about 9 or 10 channels, including you, and we're having 100. This is amazing to us. We started our first event, had us 9 husbands and wives, and 6 people showed up, right? 15 people total. And then the next one we had at the Win again, and I think there was 22, including the 9 of us again, and then and maybe 11 viewers or so. And then Keno Nation 3 we had at Circa, and we had 30-ish. And then last year, the Palms, I got connected to Palms host staff, and they said, you know what, we'd love to host your event. And last year we had 57, I think it was 57 viewers showed up to the event. And they gave us a full-blown speakeasy, a private lounge called Mr. Coco's Lounge. Amazing. And we had a blast. They gave us some free food, fed us the whole time we were there, took us on tours of their specialty $20,000 a night suites, the basketball suite, which was crazy. And then we did live streams and Keno all weekend long with all the viewers, and it was a blast. So, and I went live from the party, and people were saying, we got to go next year. So when we planned it, we're now at 100. We have 100 of our viewers. It's crazy. We have 100 of our viewers coming out to see us on Friday night, and the Friday night schedule is For those of you in the chat, please pay attention. Not that you're not. How you doing, Mr. James? Jamal Sampson, how are you? He said he's never played Keno before, but it seems like fun. It does seem like fun. And the community in the Keno Nation is amazing. So, and if you're just new to the channel, if you go to hashtag Keno Nation in YouTube, the search line, it goes to a giant blog of all the Keno providers, all of our channel stuff's in there. So all the new channels and in the older channels, hashtag Keno Nation, and it goes to all of our content. So you can pick and choose what you want to watch. There's some great fun stuff. And I'll go into detail more about that today. But on Friday night, so the party is from 7 o'clock to 9 p.m., 2 hours. They're providing, we have a private patio just for us at Mabel's Barbecue. They're sealing off just for us. Look for this banner when you check in by Mabel's. It'll be hanging on the little check-in desk. There'll be a security officer there with a sign-in. They'll probably give you a wristband or something. And then Friday night at 7 o'clock, the doors will open and we'll get to go in there. At 7:15, I'm going live from the party. And I'll go live, I'll just leave the camera going and introduce everybody. We have people coming in from Florida, Indiana, Washington State, Oregon, Minnesota, Colorado. If you're coming in from Colorado, I mean, they're coming in from all over. People that we see in the chat, there's Keno Candy, that we see in the chat every day. 57 of them came last year, and now we have 100. And we see their names on the screen. I can't wait to put faces to names, and that's the funnest part for us. And I've said this all the time. We do this. We're going to gamble anyway, and this Keno Nation group they've really become friends and family for us, and we don't say that lightly because I know Brian, John, Wayno, and Rob and Brenda, and Michelle. We have made such close friends, and when they walk up to us, Brian was telling a story last night in our text message. He was at a place last night, and a guy walked up. Are you Brian Quick Honey Slots? He goes, yeah. And he goes, I'm a big fan of Big Daddy Keno. I watch it. I play all of his numbers. And we were telling John, he's like, no way. And he goes, John, it's true. I've been stopped, and I'm the small channel. I'm at 2,250 subscribers, or 2,300 subscribers. I've been stopped, I don't know, 20, 30 times at a casino, which is kind of fun to take selfies with people I don't know. And I also have this, not to get off topic, but Gamblebee, I think is in the slot earlier, in the chat earlier. She shared my channel to her friends, and I didn't know she was from the Philippines. She shared my channel to her friends in the Philippines. I have a following in the Philippines now, and I'm on the chat with them because it's the other side of the world. I go to their live streams every night in the Philippines, and I've made such good friends in the Philippines. It's really, I mailed them some free swag from the channel. It's been really amazing. So. But on Friday night, so I'm going live for the thing. Everybody who goes to the party on Friday night is getting a gift bag that says Keno Nation on front, and all the channels are throwing free stuff in the bag. So there's going to be 100 gift bags given out. The Palms is also throwing stuff. I'm not sure what they're giving us, but there'll be free stuff from the Palms. Could it be free play? Could it be free t-shirt? I don't know what it is, but every channel that's coming to the party on Friday is throwing free swag. I've got 3 or 4 items for everybody, and I have 3 secret items that I'm going to raffle off during the live stream at the event that night too. So they're still under wraps. I know what they are, but I'll let the guests find out that night. So, and then after 9 o'clock, for those who couldn't get into the party because they capped us at 100, we're actually at 100 right now. Then it's 9 o'clock to whatever o'clock in the morning. It's just meeting each other and playing. And the Palms is giving us free reigns to film and live stream on the floor, and it's so fun because we just do it together, you know. And Simon came last year, and guess who's coming this year? Simon's coming again this year.
Yes.
She on her live stream, and I have the list. I have to actually have the list on Saturday, the exact lineup, and Simon's going at 6 o'clock. And she asked me to be her special guest on her live stream, so we're gonna play Keno together for the first time.
Yeah, let's play some Cleopatra Keno. And you know what's crazy about last year? I actually came right from speaking at the National Apraxia Conference.
That's right.
Running down, and I was at Keno Nation.
That's right. And I think you were staying across town, and Peter and Sarah, you weren't close. You made a really good effort to get there because you were staying on the other side of town, weren't you?
I was a 30-minute Uber ride.
Right.
And I was like running as fast as I humanly could to get out of my conference to get out of the conference and into Keno Nation.
Yep. I'm gonna put I have 3 hats I'm gonna wear during the interview to promote the Aztecs. So there's one. That's the first one.
Hat number 1.
Number 1. I've got 2 more to go.
Yeah, so like, for I'm curious, like, yeah, and and I know on Sunday there's gonna be a donut, there's gonna be a coffee and Keno event.
Yeah, so let's go over the lineup on Saturday, and then we'll kick into Sunday, all right?
Perfect.
So on Saturday morning at noon, they've asked me to be the leadoff leg. So at 12 noon, yours truly will be live from the floor of the Palms with James Spitzer cash out at 12 o'clock on Saturday. At 1 o'clock, immediately following me, Rob and Brenda from KENO Couple will be there during, I believe they just got monetized the other day. It's their first live stream ever. So
wow.
That's always a lot of nerves, and we can't wait to support Rob and Brenda. It's going to be so cool. So they're going at 1 o'clock. And then Brian Quick Hundies and Michelle from Quick Hundy Slots, they've announced it's going to be their biggest live stream ever. I think they're going for it. They haven't said a whole lot of details, but they're going for it. I think they're going to do some high limits. I can't wait to see it because they do such an amazing job. They do real people, and they're so creative. And if you guys haven't seen Quick Hundy Slots, you have to go try them out because they're not just that KENO channel. They're an full-blown entertainment channel, and it's a spectacle, and they do such a great job. So they're at 2 o'clock. Go ahead. Oh,
I'm so excited to see what's going to happen. And sorry to interrupt, but I feel like it's going to be like a mosh pit.
Well, last year the whole group of 57 stood around us for the first couple of lives, and then everyone, of course, you want to start playing. Hold on, let me get my next hat on. All right, my beanie. All right, my next hat. Yeah, it was so much fun. They all stood around and we cheered for each other. Keno Kitty AZ hit a hand pay on a drums machine right next to our group, and we were cheering for her. They were paying her. She had another one on the same machine, which is crazy. So Brian and Michelle at 2 o'clock. Big Daddy Keno, who's everybody's waiting to him. He had a monster year last year, and I won't tell you what he won, but he won in the six figures last year. He had a $59,000 win on a $20 bet. He had a $22,000 win. Amazing year. A lot of people using his numbers. So there's 3 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, the Wayno and JoJo show. Big Pappy's asking if there's going to be a group poll. There is a chance for a group poll. I know Ed the mailman who's coming, he wants to put a group poll together. You got to make sure that there's a lot of logistics involved because some casinos don't want you to do it. You have to make sure you're doing it. Everybody has to be there at the machine. There are a lot of rules. Because some things happen at the Cosmopolitan that got a little crazy. And so group poll rules are pretty tight. You have to be there on site with the players and machine, and the player playing their portion of money has to spin it themselves. So make sure you work all that out. So because they'll shut it down. So Wayno and JoJo, parents, don't let your kids watch your stuff. Wayno was hilarious. He's so funny. It's a little off color, which is hysterical to begin with. He's at 4 o'clock, and then Keno Kid and Keno Candy are going at 5 o'clock. And they're so fun. If you ever been in their Friday night, they go for about 3 hours every Friday night, and they do their shtick, just talking about life, right? And then at 6 o'clock, Simon from It's a Slot Machine is going live from the Keno Nation 5, and she asked me to be her sidekick that night. So we're going to play some Keno, Cleopatra Keno, and we're going to put some money together. We'll play a little fun and have some fun there to Nation 5. And to close out the lives on Saturday night is Slot Gypsy Travel. Jackie and all of her buddies will be live at 7 o'clock. So much fun. I mean, and we'll all be there and cheering each other. And I'm sure that the chats and all the lives will be lively because we have a great group of fans. I say fans, but we have a great group of friends that come to all of our stuff every time. It's so fun. Dina says Simon and Bubba Live with a thumbs up. Let's go.
I'm gonna be making a bunch of noise. You might hear me across the casino. Most likely, yes, because that's how excited I get.
That's right. All right, hat number 3. Hold on. Hat number 3.
All right, here we go.
The original logo. That's the original Aztec logo right there. There we go. All right. Don't forget, they're playing at 11:30 this morning, West Coast time. That's the Saturday lineup. And then it's free for all and do what you want to do all Saturday night. And we'll be doing that all day long. And then Sunday, Ellen and I will try to wake up. They've asked me to open up. So the Sunday lineup is 8 a.m. coffee and Keno with James Spitzer, Catch and Ellen at 8 o'clock in the morning. And Rob and Brenda will also rally. They're at 9 o'clock Sunday morning. and to close out the live stream weekend. And there'll probably be some pop-up lives. Brian and Michelle are very good about this. Ellen will probably, I think Ellen and I wanted to go live at midnight just to see what would happen on Saturday night. But to close out the scheduled live streams, 10 o'clock, coffee and Keno. And Brian has been so gracious. Brian and Michelle have been so gracious. They're providing, he's trying to work it out. And I know I don't want to put him in a spot there, but they're trying to provide coffee to the first 40 people who show up to the live on Sunday. There's a coffee shop in the building, and they're providing free coffee from that place to the first 40 people who walk up to the event. I mean, this is just about having fun, you know. We're not competing. We're there for friendship and meeting all these folks. And it's Sylvia P's in the house. She's my friend from San Diego. She calls me the professor of the Academy of Keno, which is kind of fun. Yeah, so those are the two lineups, and then it's just fun all weekend long. There'll be, like I said, on Friday night, the Palms is providing free barbecue for the people in the party. The Keno Nation group is we're putting up a number of free drinks. We're paying for that out of our pockets. We're putting up a bunch of free stuff out of our pockets to make everybody there. You have a good time. You want to come see us? You've come a long way from all over the country to see us. You should get something, and we believe that. So everybody who's getting there is getting something for free. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It really is, and also like I just find it so much fun to have all this energy around, and I'll also make sure to wake up early and be down there for the coffee and Keno because I'm so excited to be at every one of the events. I will be awake.
I'm not much of a drinker, so they asked me to go first. Because everybody's going to be tired on Sunday. I think Saturday night is going to be a long one. It's going to be so much fun.
It is.
I hope everybody wins. Who are the big winners? Keno Kitty AZ was a big winner last. Big Daddy Keno hit for 10,000, like 2 times hit for 10,000 on the Keno Nation Saturday. It was a lot of fun. And what's cool about the Palms is they have Keno everywhere. Every bar has Keno bar top with all the fun games, Da Vinci Diamond Keno and Wolf Run. There's the casino. If you've never been to the Palm, it's broken up into there's the bar and the restaurants, but the Keno is placed all over the floor. So there's Keno everywhere, and some right by the pizza place and all the way down the other end. So there's plenty of Keno for everybody. It's the best place for our event because I think if we had 100 people all want to play at the same time, I think everybody in the group could sit down at the machine and play Keno.
That is so awesome. And also, I'm curious. Yeah, and also I'm curious, do you have anything else you want to talk about for Keno Nation?
Let's see. Oh yeah. So do you want to make the special announcement right now?
Yes, make the special announcement.
Okay. For those in the chat, so I got a call, and I won't give their names, but I'll tell you who they are. So, and I said this in Brian and Michelle's live the other day. I got a call from a guy said, "Hey, tell me about this event." And he told me who he is. Him and his partner, which blew me away. They called me personally last Friday, and they are from IGT. They're from IGT. They called my cell phone, and I won't give their names because I want to introduce them that night. They're from IGT. They've been in with IGT for 26 years, and they wanted to meet me, and they heard about the event. Isn't that exciting?
Yes, double diamond.
So they patented the original multi-hand poker. So they own videopoker.com, and they just started. They copyrighted videokeno.com, and they invented the Keno Star machines with the 8-card Keno, the Cleopatra, the green ball Keno. They're coming to the party on Friday night. So I can't wait to introduce those guys. And they want to bring some free stuff too. So I'm still working out with them. I'm very humbled that they chose to call me personally, and I've had a couple of nice conversations with those guys. Make sure it's in the front. Yeah, we have IGT coming to our event. I mean, it's incredible.
I will be bringing my double diamond fan merchandise because IGT created the double diamond slot machine in 1986, 1989. I meant.
Yes, if you guys didn't know, Simon collects slot machine. The what do you call it? The bands? What are they called?
Slot machine reels.
The reels. Yeah, Simon collects reels. How many do you have now?
All right, so I only have 3 right now, but every time I go to Vegas, I get myself a reel strip.
It's amazing, and then what a neat collection. She has a bunch, guys. So if you ever want to donate a reel to Simon, she collects them all.
I am going to bring all 3 of them to Keno Nation, and I will be holding them like this. All 3 of them are coming with me.
Oh my God, that's not because I remember last year you got a couple. We were there.
Yes, I was holding them. They are my comfort object.
Well, yeah, so yeah, this is a special announcement. We got a couple of really guys that are in the industry, and they want to come meet the Keno Nation folks. It's just, I mean, when I got the call, it had a 702 area code, and hey, how you doing? My name is, and we really want to talk to you. And I'm like, what? He goes, we heard about your event. Well, tell me about your event. So I told him the whole story, like I've been telling you on your show just now for the last 20 minutes or so. And well, we want to meet you. And I go, what? He goes, yeah. Do you mind if we come to your party? And I said, let me put you on the list. So I immediately emailed our contact, said, put these 2 guys on our list, and they're in. And it was kind of stunning, to say that they're coming to the event, and because they want to obviously branch out their Keno brand, right? And they're going to be in a room with 100 kind of Keno fanatics, which is kind of the perfect spot for them to open it up. So, and they contacted me to do it, and it was just kind of cool.
I would, if there's time and if there's like space, I would absolutely love to interview them.
Yeah, so I'm trying to set that up now so I can interview them, not at the party, because the party's going to be crazy loud and fun. And I'm trying to bring I work at SeaWorld, and there's a bunch of guys who use microphones. I'm trying to bring a microphone set up to that. It's at Mabel's Barbecue, which has a live band inside on a Friday night. Can you imagine? It's going to be loud. I'm going to try to bring a microphone set up so people can hear me because we're going to go live at 7:15 and try to leave the camera on the rest of the party. Sylvia, I would think so. They said they took notice and listened. Oh my God, Dino, they're going to make a J Spitzer Keno machine. That would be, how cool is that? There's a guy that, everybody knows, Brian Christopher. He has a slot machine in his name, but he has like 1 million subscribers. I'm a baby, and I'm not saying anything. It's just cool that they reached out and they want to see all you guys. So they're coming, and it's me. I mean, really, me. So yeah,
that is so humblingly amazing, and I'm just really happy that you're finally going to meet the people who make some of your favorite machines.
Yeah.
It's like meeting Mickey. It's like the equivalent of meeting Mickey and Minnie at Disneyland.
Who just walks up to you? These guys, I don't know. Yeah, they saw. I did a video featuring Keno Star 8 card, and they noticed that I'm very descriptive because I'm all about pay scales and making sure your ROI is correct. Don't ever play a machine that has bad pay scales. And they just said I described it the way they want to describe, and they said, you know what, we want to meet you because, yeah, Sylvia, you know what? I guess why not me? There's Big Daddy Keno. He's in the chat too. We've been bragging about your Big Daddy because Brian met a guy that wanted to play your number. So it's cool. I mean, this Keno Nation thing, Simon and I were talking before the camera started rolling, is it's more about friends. And I mean, I never would have met Simon without this meeting. I never would have met Brian, John, Bueno, and Rob and these guys without this. And we're all about having fun and meeting friends and making family. And Doris Carisi in Florida, and Stacy Sample in Indiana. That's a special clap that we have for Stacy Sample. I can't wait to do that in the party. It's thanks, Big Daddy. Hey, Teresa O'Brien, how you doing? But yeah, it's about fun, and yeah. Do we all want to do well on YouTube? Sure, but is it about that? Success comes. The big YouTube boom during COVID when everybody was at home is over. So now we're just all trying to make our way. And I don't make any money off YouTube. I think I make like $35 a month. It's nothing. But yeah. So growing is one thing, but it's the most important thing is meeting like Keno Kid. Putting in the application to be the honorary 6th bad boy kid. Oh my God, Keno Kid, we're gonna have to scrutinize that application, buddy.
We are going to look at every detail of it from the fine print.
Listen to Simon. She knows what she's talking about.
We are going to interrogate you ×5, and we're going to put you under a secret investigation.
That's
then
right.
We'll consider letting you play as a bad boy of Keno.
Keno Kid, you forget there's video out there of you and Candy out there in some compromising positions. So, I should say situation. We saw you in a bathroom yesterday for some reason. I don't Rhino Man think so. But I did love the shirt on yesterday.
Sorry, you cut out. What did you say again?
I said I love the shirt that Keno Kid wore yesterday to Fiesta. So,
what shirt did Keno Kid wear yesterday?
He wore kind of an orangey, flowery, Hawaiian-y, cool little shirt. It was pretty cool looking. It showed off his feminine side.
Nice. So, yeah, and Big Daddy Keno is asking Kid, are you bad enough?
Yeah, Big Daddy said he met you last night. I said I met Simon last year at Kingdom Nation before. She's super cool.
So let's see. Let's wait for Keno Kid's answer. All
right, Kid, we're all waiting with bated breath.
We are. And also, like, I'm curious. I think I might have asked this during Slot Speak once, but I forgot. But what got you into Keno in the first place?
You know, that's a great story. So a lot of the Keno viewers know this story. So I was a 19-year-old kid, and I've gambled in various ways in my life. I'm a big poker player. Everybody knows I play a lot of poker still to this day. I'm in 2 leagues, and I play for points. And there's a group of our guys that are going to play in the Poker World Series in June that I'm involved with. But Ellen and I would be going with them to play in the Poker World Series. But I'm going on a big cruise with my wife because she's retired now, and we're going to go to Scandinavia for a big 22-day cruise in June. It's amazing. We've never been. And we're going because she's half Norwegian, half Japanese, and her family's from Bergen, Norway. And on this cruise, we're going to where her family grew up in Bergen, which is kind of cool. So I can't go to the poker thing, which is kind of a bummer because I really want to be there. But I've owned racing dogs. I had back in the day. I used to have a buddy of mine and I had a phone number where you would call in and we would give you, and you pay $5. I think it was $4.99. And we would give you horse betting tips at the local Southern California tracks. And it was an investment, and you really got to study, and horse racing is a tough hustle to beat anyway. So then I was 19 years old, and 2 of my friends and I, let's go to Vegas. And I go, we're not even old age. And I go, Bubba, you have a mustache and a beard, and you look like you're 40 years old anyway. My nickname in high school was Pops because I looked like the oldest guy in school. So we were down, and we took $100 to Vegas, thinking when you're 19, that's a lot of money. And $100 in Vegas it's not a lot of money, right? It's like a 10. So we were walking around, and we went into a place called Slots of Fun, which is right next to Circus Circus. It's a dive. It's still there. It is a dive of a dive, right? And we sat down. We watched this lady. It looked like bingo on the screen, and she had a hand pay, and then she put money in, and she had a hand pay. I'm like, man, what is she doing? And the guy was there the whole time, and she was betting like $2 or $3 playing. And back then, Keno was just one screen. It was no multi-card Keno. There was no Cleopatra. It was just one screen. And she was playing this block of numbers. She kept hitting this block of numbers. And I go, man, what are you playing? She's like, this is Keno. And back then, you had to feed the quarters or the dollars into the machine. So she had this giant tray of these rolls of quarters. And she goes, well, good luck. She hands me and my 2 friends a roll of quarters for $10. And I go, okay, and sat down. And I'm 19. I go, well, I can't win a jackpot because if I win a jackpot, they'll have to check my ID and they're going to take the money. So I go, how many numbers can I bet and hit them all, but not get a hand pay, right? Because back then the coins would spit out the bottom of the machine. You have to fill your buckets, and your hands would be black from all the dirty coins. And the number was 6 numbers. So if I hit all 6 numbers betting $1, it would pay like $1,100, and it would spit out $1,100 in change. So I hit 5 out of 6 3 times in about 10 minutes, $70. $70 and $70, and now I have $210, and I haven't used my $100 bill yet. And I go, I'm the richest guy in the world walking down the strip with $310, right? So I was hooked on Keno. So I played, and I've had some big sessions. Or there was a weekend, one of our locals at Verona. I won $53,000 in about 9 days playing $2 spins. I hit 7 out of 8, 10 times in a row. And then I needed that last number, and then I hit the 8th number. I was playing 8 numbers, and I hit 7 out of 8, 10 times for 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. And then I hit the 8th number for 20,000. And what's cool about that is Verona wants their money back, right? So they made me the diamond level, and I'm not a diamond level player. They made me diamond, got my free parking spot, steakhouse every day if I wanted to. And they wind me down. So Ellen and I got to be treated kind of like whales, if you're familiar with the term in Keno. I mean, casinos. Um, Big Daddy. That's what Dean said. My own team, and so I I I've been playing the same numbers. And the fun story is, my son was about 8 or 9 years old, and we were at the MGM, and he goes, "I want a PSP." Remember the PSP, the handheld PlayStation game, the PSP game. He goes, "I want a PSP," and I go, "Okay, if I'm ever up $1,000 this weekend, we'll go right to the mall. We'll get you a PSP." So we get to the MGM, we check in, we're all hungry. We're in line to go to the Chinese restaurant, and there's a bank of caveman key machines right next to the ramp that goes up to the restaurant. And I go, "I'll just put $100 in." On the second spin, I went like this, and my favorite shape is called "Oh Reliable." It's this group of seven. All I did was I went like this, and it formed this shape. On the second spin, I hit them all with 2 eggs and I was only betting $1 or something.
Wow.
And it paid, what did it pay? $1,700. And I just like, I looked at my son, and he's like, "Did you win?" I go, I just won. So we left dinner, we drove straight to the mall, bought him his PSP. So for about a year and a half, he beat that thing up and played like crazy. Hey, Bradley Jones is in the house. That's the Mod Father.
Hey, Mod Father.
If you guys didn't know, Bradley Jones was a feature in the Slot Fiesta thing. He's such a great supporter of so many channels, including mine. About 10 of us contribute. We all put money in the hat, and we bought him a new computer. So I was so happy to be part of that, Bradley. We got him a brand new laptop so he could be the Mod Father even more. So I just wanted to say thank you. Always say thank you to me, but Bradley, thank you for what you do to all the channels. You support so many, and you put out, and you do your own time. And he has a military background. He has a law enforcement background, and he's just a great guy. I met him at Granny Fest last year, and talk about just a nice guy, and he just does it out of his own time. So Bradley Jones, thank you. You're well deserved, sir. So we play the PS. So from then on, I I play these numbers called the bell. So I took this 7 spot, and I just all the variations of, because now there's multi-card, there's caveman, there's trio, there's 4-card Keno, and I just all my numbers over, and I played the overlap style, so all the numbers are like this, and it's in the shape of a bell. So I call it "Let's Ring the Bell," and that's when my Keno channel started, was ringing the bell. My first video, I didn't say a word, which, if you can believe that, I'm such a yacker. Diana Boy, yes, 19 days to go. I'm such a talker that my first 10 or 50 videos, I don't say anything. I just sit and play, and they're very short, and I hit a hand pay, and then I hit another hand pay. So on that 7 spot of numbers, when my son was 8 or 9, he's now 23. I've hit that 7 spot over 100 times for hand pays in my life, and even before I started filming. And on the multi-card version, I've hit it's 12 numbers, and I've hit, I don't know, 10 out of 12, I don't know, 20, 30 times before I started filming. So now that we show it on camera, we always call Keno's camera shy. The hand pays are few and far between now, but it's still a lot of fun. And we always talk about gambling responsibly, and gamble with your budget. You don't go out of your budget. Now, do we all stray? Of course we do, because you're there, and when you lose your budget in 20 minutes, which happens sometimes, you get more. But we always talk about, it's about fun, and the winning is extra. And the best part about this thing is meeting people like Simon, and meeting people like Bradley, and meeting people like Brian and Michelle, and Stacey Stample, and Diana Boyd. We can't wait to see folks like that. We get to meet Big Pappy, who I've never met before, but he's done all our chats. It's still the best part of it is the people part for me, and I'll never stray from that, because that's what makes the world go around. I'm such a fun-loving guy, and meeting people is my favorite part of this whole thing. And this has given us the avenue to meet even more people from all over the country, who, once again, like I said, they're flying in to hang out with us for 3 days at the Palms, and it's just the coolest experience ever.
It is, and that's actually one of my favorite parts too, is sitting around and meeting people. Yeah. There's like something so cool about just like seeing people that you know, and seeing new people and giving them the biggest hugs. Yeah, and what's cool about me, my channel, I like to get the viewers involved. So a lot of our viewers know, Simon did it. She did it last year. I do that. It's called the Cash Out Crazies, where they get in, and I usually feature them on my videos, where it says, "Hi, I'm Simon from Colorado. It's time to cash out." And so the viewers get to see themselves on YouTube. And I got 100 more people that want. I'm going to do 100 of them that weekend. So make sure you stop me and say, "I want to be in the cat," because there's going to be so much going on. I'm going to try to put all you guys on the channel saying, "It's hi,
I am Doris Carisi from Florida. It's time to cash out, and we'll do another one with Simon. We'll do more with all the Keno group, and it's so fun just to get the people involved and they get to see themselves. And I love doing that part of the channel.
Definitely, it's like such a fun part to see all the viewers involved, and and also like I know for Keno, I also know that Sylvia is right. We learned so much about other people's strategies.
Yeah,
that is so correct.
Yeah. And some people like this, like when they play multi-card, they like to get all the numbers are covered with all their cards. And I am the exact opposite. I like to put them all in a bunch because if you hit one, you hit more than one because they're stacked, right? So because it's hard to, if you're looking at Keno, it's designed to not let you hit numbers. So if you hit a number, you want to hit it more than one time. So if you have more cards, that's just, like when I won last night. I won $2,500 last night. No taxes. I hit 3 small hits that were piled together. One was $1,100, one was $600, and another one was $800. And I walked in with $200, and I walked out with $2,500. Didn't pay no taxes because they all just added up. It was nice to win again. I've been such a losing streak, so I got a little bankroll padding for the trip in a couple weeks. So
nice.
I think you said you wanted to ask. Do any of the viewers want to have any questions? Do you have any questions out there that you wanted to ask in the chat?
If you have any questions, that'd be so great. Can I tell you a mistake I made once?
Yeah, please. We all make mistakes.
All right. So one day I was doing a live stream. I was playing dancing drums at 18 cents, and I had like $60 to spend, but I was just losing like crazy. I was trying to make my stream last an hour, and of course, I miscounted my 20s. I had one spare 20 that was going to be lunch money for school. That was like supposed to be part of my lunch money for school the following day.
Oh.
So I miscounted my 20s because I was so anxious and I was losing like crazy. Then after the stream, I was like, row, I spent $80 instead of 60. So no lunch. So I was on lunch money for the following day at school.
That's a tough learning lesson right there.
It was. So I ended up eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich instead.
You know what? There's nothing like. And sometimes we grew up on peanut butter jelly, right? One of my favorite treats is Ellen will surprise me. She goes to Costco and she gets those Uncrustables, the peanut butter and jellies that are in the little circles that no crust. Oh my God! Talk about the coolest treat in the world. Those are like my favorite. And I'm soon to be 58 years old. If you got me a box of those, I'd be the happiest guy in the world because those things are amazing.
Yes, I have an idea. Do you think you could raffle off a box of that at Keno Nation?
I would probably eat them before I got to the auction.
Row. Maybe duct tape the box shut, then put a padlock, a few chains, then put it inside of a Keno machine, reel the Keno machine inside. Then you can eat. Then you won't be able to eat them very easily.
Ellen will be smacking my hand. Leave it closed. Leave it closed. That's for the people.
Yep, leave it shut. Yes. So I'm curious, what kind of snacks will we have at Keno Nation this year?
So the Palms is generously said they will donate the first. They're going to spend $500 and they'll have a spread of barbecue out there for everybody at the party. It'd be fun.
Yum.
Which is so cool. I mean, that's the Palms has really opened up their doors and they're welcoming us. And they're the only. I think they're the only Indian band of Indian-owned casino in Las Vegas, which I think is going to change fairly soon. But the Palms is owned by Yamaba, and the Palms was closed. COVID really kept the Palms closed, right? Yeah, exactly. Candy, yes, you know what to get me. Those things are amazing. Just me. If my favorite 3 things in the world to eat, and I eat a lot of food. If you want to just give me some chicken wings, some ice creams, or the peanut butter and jelly Crustables, done. That's all you need to do. I'll live on that the rest of my life. But yeah, the Palms has become our home for Keno Nation. So they have opened their floor to us. They've opened up with the private lounge last year, the private patio this year. And I can't imagine when we're it's 100 now because it's only 100 for Friday because that's the room capacity that they gave us is 100 people. If it was bigger, we would have had more. We had to stop the list from growing because That's all they would allow us. Just because the party ends at 9 o'clock, we're still having Keno Nation from 9 p.m. on the floor all night long Friday night. So if you're not at the party, please still come. There's going to be so much stuff to do and meet and hang out and the Keno play and just everything is going to be there. And I can't wait to see everybody. But yeah, so there's free food. The 5 of us, like I said earlier in the thing, we're providing, I think it's the first, I don't want to say the dollar amount, but we're providing the drinks for everybody out of our pockets. So everybody gets to get their alcohol drink on at the party for the 2 hours until that money runs out. There's a cap, but drinks in Vegas are $8, $9, $10 a piece. So that money, last year we put up money for the drinks and it was gone in 30 minutes because the line at the open bar was line quick. And if you haven't been to the Palms, they push customer service. They're so good at customer service and making everybody feel welcome. Their bar staff is amazing. And everything's done with a smile. And we actually love being at the Palms. Their floor is great because there's Keno everywhere and there's a lot of things to do at the Palms. And they do a great job. They have lounges on all levels of floor. The Coco Lounge is a really exclusive thing. And I found out the price of that. So that if you guys didn't know, last year we were at Mr. Coco's Lounge. So I asked my host at the end of the night, says, how much does this lounge typically go for a night if you wanted to have an event here? And he goes, it's $20,000 a night. And they donated that to us here. So this year we're getting a private patio at the barbecue joint. It's outside. It should be nice weather in April, mid-April there. And I don't know what that goes for. It might be just part of the restaurant, but because it's a lot to ask for a group of 100 people to put them in a lounge somewhere. And the company said the only reason you got it last night was nobody had booked it that night. And they said, go ahead. Now it's for 57. We have 100. And looking forward next year or whatever the event is next, it's going to be more than 100 because the fun we all have. So, I mean, Keno Nation is not just a coined word by Brian that we put together in a thing. It's a group of people that is just, we love hanging out. Yeah, Dean was here last year. Palms is really perfect, plenty of Keno machines. Not sure who has more. You're right. I know there's some like Sam's Town. Sam's Town is a big Keno place, but that's in Henderson. We go to Sam's Town sometimes because you can play penny Keno up to high limits and stuff. But there's tons of Keno at Sam's Town. But it's in Henderson. It's not really in the Mecca. Palms is right in the middle of all of it, right there off Flamingo. And we love going to Chinatown, which is right around the corner. Ellen and I love Chinese food. There's a sushi place we go to called Goyamon, which is right around the corner. It's all you can eat sushi for $25, but it's not in a tray. They make it to order, so it's fresh sushi that comes to your plate. And Ellen and I sit there and just because we love sushi. So, hat change. Sorry.
Hat time.
Any questions out there?
Yes. Oh, yes. And I remember going to Chinatown and meeting Goldie Slots. We had the absolutely most delicious ramen ever. It was like so amazing. So do you think that anybody from Keno Nation would like to go to the Chinese place, to Chinatown, and eat some ramen?
I know Elmer and I are going. First, we're going. That's where we lived. So before, also I forgot to mention too. You guys know my brother Dave and Alyssa. They were trying to keep it secret, but I had to put them on the guest list. My brother Dave and my sister-in-law Alyssa are coming, so they'll be there as well. We call him Mr. Rat-a-tat because he's one of the button slapper guys that you guys all hate, but he's the button slapper, so he'll be there too. Can't wait to see my brother. I haven't seen him in a long time. He lives up in the Portland area, but he's RVing around the country. But yeah, so yeah, we'll go. Let's go to lunch, Simon. Let's make a plan. We'll go to lunch in Chinatown.
Yeah, do you think we could do lunch on Sunday?
Yeah, after everything's kind of shutting down. Ellen and I are not leaving until Monday morning, so we'll figure. We have 3 days of free. We'll figure it out.
Perfect. I do leave at 8 a.m. on Monday morning because I have to be out of my room by 10.
Yeah, so Ellen and I we'd like to beat the traffic. We usually leave about 5 in the morning on Vegas on Monday morning because we get home by 9:30. So we'll be gone early. But so thankfully, Coffee and Keno is supposed to end at 10, but we'll be goofing off. It all depends on the bankroll, right? If the bankroll's still alive. So Big Pappy's saying, can't remember how far is the Palms from Harrah's. So Harrah's is mid-strip, right next to Bally's, which is now called the Horseshoe. And the Palms is on Flamingo, which is also mid-strip, and it's about just a mile west of the strip. You can't miss it. It's a nice tall building with they have the pool. So Uber would probably cost you $5-6 from the Harrah's if you need the Uber. So it's right there.
That is so convenient.
Yeah.
And hopefully there's gonna make a surplus of Ubers so people can go back and forth.
Yeah, because spring break I believe is ending the weekend before, so Vegas is always crowded, but it'll be. I mean, it's going to be so fun. The people part is going to be fun. Yeah, how can you go wrong with a bunch of fun people?
Definitely, it's gonna be. I'm curious for you. I forgot to ask this question earlier, but what is the biggest thing you're looking forward to for Keno Nation?
It's the people. I mean, I'll never say that enough. We had 50 of us show up last time and met everybody, and they were so fun. From Hawaii and all the way from Fort Doris. Everybody knows Doris. Doris has she tattooed Keno Nation on her hand.
Wow.
That's and she's a sweetheart, and we love seeing her. So she's coming back out again.
Is she? Sorry.
No, good. But
is she coming from Korea?
Doris Carisi? No, I think she's in Tampa, right?
Oh yes, Tampa,
Florida. Yeah, and then sitting next to our friends and playing a game, and just mingling and being part of it, just friendship, and that's the cool thing. And Sylvia's asking in the chat, Bubba, do you still go to Verona occasionally? Face purple white eyes. Sylvia, I went last night, so that's where I took $200 in the room. I was watching because the Gonzaga game was a blowout, so I said I'm not watching this, and I was by myself because Ellen's out of town with family right now and post surgery, so then I have to work this week, so I can't be there at the house, so she's being watched by some family during the week, and I'd go check on her. But I went last night and I took $200 and I walked out with $2,500 because I hit 1,100 on multi-card, and I hit a couple of 6 out of 7s on the same screen on 4-card, and then I hit another bunch of 6 out of 7. So it was a fun night to win again. So I was at Verona last night, and that's our local. I literally live 10 minutes away on the bottom of the hill. You're in northern San Diego, right, Sylvia? And she met us she was at everyone's slots event at the Harrah's, and she met us there, and she did her cash out craze, and that's what she called me, the professor of the Academy Keno, because Sylvia's so cool. We love her. Yeah, I still go to Verona. That's where we like to go. They're not as film friendly. They won't let me go live anymore, which has made it hard in San Diego. I'm only allowed to go live in one place, which is an hour and a half away.
Dang.
Which makes it so I work 10, 11-hour days during the week, and I want to come see my family. So I'm a big family guy. And so we try to force the weekend, but there's a lot going on. My son's got stuff going on. My wife's got stuff going on, and we go to a lot of games. We love sports, and we go to all the Aztec basketball games. We go to all the Aztec football games, and we're big San Diego State supporters. And I go to baseball, and my son's just got his degree from San Diego State. My wife got her master's from San Diego State. I have a funny story. I attended San Diego State, never went to a class. I was recruited by one of the fraternities because back in my youth, I was a college baseball player, and I got injured my freshman year, and it ended my career. But my eye got injured. I got hit in the face with a baseball, and it ripped my eye open, and it ended my career just like that. So I was recruited by the Delta Chi fraternity. Yes, the same Delta Chi that was in Animal House, the same band of fraternities, to play for their intramural. So back in the mid '80s, when I was playing at San Diego State University in the Greek games, which is the fraternity games, nothing was digital. It was all. So we would take this unearned assume. This is a great story. So one of the guys graduated and handed me his ID. His name was Ray Shea, and so I played under the name Ray Shea for 3 years for Delta Chi fraternity, and we just kept whiting out the expiration date and putting a new date on the ID card. And we would flash, because you had to flash your student ID to play in the game. So I would just flash the ID, and every year we would just change the date. So I played basketball, softball, and football for the fraternity. And we were very good. We were a very athletic fraternity. And I say, so when I say I attended San Diego State University, I didn't actually attend. I just I think they flew me in for games. So I was a pretty good baseball player. I had a small shot to go pro in my youth. I was in my senior year in high school. I was third in the county hitting. I had 478 my senior year in San Diego, and I had a chance to go pro. I had two scholarship offers, but my grades weren't very good, so I went to a local JC that was ranked number fourth in the state, and then I got hurt in my freshman year.
Ouch.
Yeah. Um, so, and my wife, she grew up in Seattle. She was an all-state athlete in her youth. She was all-state in volleyball. She was all-city in basketball, and she was a track star. So we went to her high school. We went and visited her family a couple of years ago, and we went to her high school we drove by it, and she goes, "Did you know that one of the track records that she ran in the early '80s is still in her name? She has the fastest 400-meter time at her school, Chief Stealth High School. So my wife was an amazing athlete. So we love sports. So we go to all the games, and that's what we love to do. And how lucky am I? I'm a big sports guy. I married a beautiful lady who loves to go to the game, drink a beer with the fellas, and she loves to goof it up. She loves to travel. We love to see the world, and I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world because I've been with my wife for 32 years, and we love the same things. We don't argue about nothing. It's awesome. So, and then our sons, our oldest son, she was previously married. So when she left her marriage, she moved in with me with a 2-year-old, and we raised him. He's 6'4", 260. So he was a big high school football player, and decided not to play anymore. And just because your body takes a beating in football. And then our youngest son had 3 scholarship offers in Upper Midwest in Illinois, Minnesota, and Ohio, Division II schools. And he goes, I don't want to live there, and I don't want to live in the snow. So no offense to you guys in the snow. But he was the third leading 3-point shooter in San Diego his senior year, and he was such an accomplished basketball player that he was a 4-year captain of the varsity as a freshman, sophomore, junior, and a senior. The school had never won a league title in they started the school in 1961. Their first 2 league titles were my son as a junior and a senior. So it was he's a good he had a chance to walk on at San Diego State. He's a very good shooter, but he's 6'1". And he just says, no, I want to focus. I've always wanted. He applied to 3 schools, but he was, and in the Midwest, he had a chance to play college basketball. He said, no, I want to stay home. I've always wanted to be an Aztec. And this from him, I started crying because there's nothing like going to our favorite school and going to games. And he said, so he just graduated this past June last year, 2022, with a degree, and he's now, he's just like me. We go to games and we talk smack and we love our team, and we were crying the other day when they beat Alabama in the Sweet 16 game, and I can't wait for this game that starts in about 90 minutes, and we're going to go crazy in this living room, and it's going to be so much fun. So that's a brief story of our life. Dean says we don't want to live here either. Yes, it's 75 and not a cloud sky in San Diego today, Gene. Just to rub it in a little bit. What's the weather like in Denver right now, Simon?
All right, so where I'm living right now, it's actually really sunny, and it just dumped a bunch of snow last night, so that's weird. In my city, it can go from 80 degrees to 30 degrees in the snap of your fingers, so you get an 80-degree summer day. Then all of a sudden, it could be snowing within like 12 hours.
It's crazy. Here it might drizzle, and this town doesn't know how to act in rain. We've got the most rain in February and March than we've ever had. We've set records with rain. Wow. The state of California has been in a drought for a long time. The middle of the state has declared no more. There's no more drought. The state went from not a lot of water to too much water. Of course, we're going to stay in drought conditions because it's to save water. Because we're such an overpopulated state that we just go through water like crazy. So, God, I love talking with you, Simon. This is like the third time we get to do it, but this is fun. You guys all get to see Simon, and you get to see Simon in 3 weeks. He's going to be there.
I will be there. I'll be there in full glory, and I hope to get myself a shiny jacket so I can have a really fun party.
Yeah. Last time, you wore a what was it? You wore like a cool. Was it a cool tie? I don't know what you have.
It was a blazer, a silver blazer.
That's right. You wore the cool blazer.
Yes, it was like a suit, like with a pink shirt.
Yeah.
And it was silver pants plus a silver blazer.
Yep.
So it was so lovely talking to you.
Oh,
I can't wait to see you. I cannot wait to see you at Keno Nation, everybody. It's gonna be an absolute blast.
Thank you so much for having me on your show and talking about Keno Nation. Everybody that came in the chat and that will watch this later on. Can't wait to see you guys. Keno Nation 5 in 3 weeks. And the party, I'll be live from the party, and I'll put the link out again to remind you guys. The party starts at 7. I'll go live from 7:15 to probably the end of the party. Just show everybody probably what we're doing. I'm doing a special. I'm giving away 3 prizes during the raffle. Everybody who comes gets something free. Free food. There's gonna be some free drinks. There's gonna be free swag for all the channels. And we're meeting our special guest that will be there from IGT. Gonna be a blast. And thank you so much, Simon. Thank everybody in the chat. Can't wait to see you guys. Enjoy your Sunday. Go Aztecs. Playing for the Final Four in 90 minutes. Oh my God, the biggest game in the history of the school today at 11:30 West Coast time. Love you, Simon. I can't wait to see you.
Same. I can't wait to see you and give you the
Bye,
biggest
everybody.
hug. Bye, everybody.